Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Shalom, this is GMS Holland Sit Downs coming back with a lesson. Want to give all praises, glory, and the highest honor to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect out there that spreading this word in sincerity and in truth all over the four corners of the earth. God, the time has approached, Akiam. The time has approached wherein this scripture is coming to pass as we speak, man. Countries going on lockdown, curfews are being put out. There's being spoken about martial law, but not in the term martial law. So they don't want to cause panic across the people. But I just heard on the radio that France is now on lockdown too. Yesterday, Holland spoke about going on lockdown. Now today I heard that they rather work on immunization, which that immunization represents that they are basically gonna let the ones that catch the virus and are not immune, they're gonna let them die, and the ones that can handle the virus, they just live through it, and in that way immunization is gonna be amongst the people. They say if 70% of the people becomes immune to it or survives the sickness, then that creates that creates a barrier through which the virus cannot pass, because these people are immune to it. Basically, depopulation of the people. That's what Holland is speaking about, but not in those terms, of course, because they would cause an uproar. So they basically say depopulizing the people, is inevitable because of this virus. Now, guess what? While they are depopulizing the people with this virus, or while the virus is depopulating the people, they are looking for a vaccination, which we know vaccination is to depopulize the people to begin with. There was a speech of Bill Gates a couple of years back that the vaccinations were a very important aspect in depopulizing the people. So guess what? That's gonna happen, man. And this is all a trigger towards it, man. They also spoke about, getting your flu shots and stuff like that here in Holland, which we know what that flu shot contains, man. It doesn't contain nothing good, man. With all these viruses and sicknesses being out there, this means nothing good, man. Because they can inject you with whatever, man. If they're already talking about, we should just accept this virus and form an immunization by nature, basically. And until we got the vaccination shot, the vaccination basically for the coronavirus. So now France on lockdown. Like it says here, this is RT.com. It says, stay home. France mobilizes 100,000 police to enforce coronavirus lockdown. Yeah, because what I just heard on the radio is that if you go out in the streets without any reason, without any of the following reasons, you get a €135 fine, like it says over here. So let me read this article. It says France will deploy 100,000 police officers along fixed checkpoints. Scripture speaks about that, man. The scripture that I just pointed out shows you also that there are going to be checkpoints, man. Like America. America has deployed checkpoints too. Where they're going to check people on the coronavirus, whether they have it or not. Then if you desire to go in the city but are not going to be able, like the scripture in 2 Ezra 15 and 17 says, something needs to block you from going into the city. And the thing that's going to block you is checkpoints, man. It's those checkpoints. You see? So it says France will deploy 100,000 police officers along fixed checkpoints around the country to enforce President Emmanuel Macron's 2-week lockdown order. And 2 weeks is nothing. 2 weeks is nothing, man. 2 weeks is nothing. Here in Holland, they already considered that if they would try to get rid of this sickness through this lockdown, it has to be for a year in order for the virus not to come back amongst the population. So it says 2-week lockdown order, the latest dramatic measure taken to contain the corona pandemic. Anyone caught violating the far-reaching restrictions must be able to justify the reason of their movements, or will face legal penalties, including a fine up to 135 euros, Cassandra said. So you're gonna have to justify the reason you're outside, man. You know, and there are certain ways to justify it. One and two of those reasons is to go to the supermarket or to go to work. So of course they don't want their economy to drop, so they're gonna allow people to go to their work, you know, and cross the border to go to work, but not to go to the city and walk or take a stroll around, man. Those days is over, man, for the up and coming 2 weeks in France. And you have to understand main reasons why they bring out small numbers of days and weeks like that is because they don't want the people to fucking freak out, man. They don't want the people to flip out and start looting the supermarkets, man. They don't want that. You know, people here in Holland was already stabbing each other in the neck over some damn toilet paper, man. So it says, yeah, this is another news article. We are in a health war. France severely limits movement for 2 weeks, cancels municipal elections. So if those things are being cancelled, those things are being cancelled in the time of war, man. That's why he calls it a health war. You know, those things are being cancelled in the time of war, man. Or when the president declares martial law, same thing. Elections are being cancelled. The president stays in his seat. You see? Let's see. Let me pull out some interesting things. President Macron declared war on the lethal outbreak in a national address earlier on Monday, ordering all citizens to remain indoors during the nationwide lockdown that begins Tuesday. Travel will be permitted only for essential duties, such as trips to the pharmacy or grocery store, while France borders with neighboring countries in the Schengen area, which includes most of the European Union, will also close. Then here it says COVID-19 vaccine. Difficult, uncertain, and far off. So it's gonna take a long time before they find a cure, so-called cure, for this sickness, man. You know, and they really ain't about giving a cure unto the people. If the people is dying and is in panic, that's all good for them, man. Like the brothers all over GMS is bringing out all over the world. The elites have a technique called order ab chaos, which is order out of chaos. So they want this, they desire this. In order to get control over the people, there needs to be a certain state of panic within the civilization, and that's a quote, roughly paraphrased by me. That's a quote of David Rockefeller, who I believe died of a heart attack or some shit like that. So yeah, man, there you go, man. France is on lockdown. Germany is on lockdown. Holland wants to basically starve out the people by this sickness. Let the ones that are strong enough live, and the ones that are not, yeah, let them die. So the population that is able to withstand this virus stays, and the ones that can't, they die. And so a bigger group becomes immune to COVID-19, and on top of that, the vaccination will come. But guess what? The movie I Am Legend already shows you what can happen when they have a certain flu shot or a certain vaccination. It stays dormant. What they inject in you stays dormant until another chemical is being spread in the air, and another sickness pops up, man. Another sickness pops up. So yeah, man, with that, I want to say Kal Elohim, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakadash, Shalom. See y'all in the next Corona news, man. The Corona news. Nowadays, they be calling it the Corona news. So yeah, man, with that, I'm going to say Shalom.